to Lecture Room. Audience and future great leaders. I'm Monica Panchal to share some secrets of how to make a mesmerizing start of your public speech. Public speaking can be a tedious task and give scary phobias. I remember how nervous I used to get when I was in school time climbing the stairs of the stage, until I made some amazing discoveries which I want to share with you. So be ready to get into your BMW, a wonderful BMW. B. Body language. M. Modulation of voice. And W. Of course, the words or content of your speech. I was really shocked to know that researchers say that 93% of your lasting impression depends upon your body language and modulation of your voice, and only 7% depends on the words and the content of your speech. Isn't it amazing? So let's learn how to have a wonderful drive in a BMW. But first, let's fuel it with a petrol of 4 P's. 4 P's? Yes. Preparation, posture, poise, and pause. Remember friends, preparation. You need to prepare very well. Prepare several times in front of the mirror. And yes, before going to bed, the previous night, visualize yourself delivering a mind-blowing speech in front of the spellbound audience, getting unending applause and standing ovation as well. And while climbing the stairs, take deep breath so that you supply enough oxygen to your brain so that it doesn't go blank. Posture. Posture should always be erect, confident, and commanding. Third, poise. That is to stay calm even in unavoidable situation like your PPT doesn't work or your mic has a bad throat. Stay calm, stay patient, and keep smiling. Your audience is observing and noticing every bit of you. And the fourth and the most important point, pause. Did you know, friends, that Napoleon Bonaparte, before making his battle address, stood silent for 40 to 50 seconds? You know, friends, every second he waited, he grew a micrometer taller in his troops' eyes. So stand, stare, and command your audience. Lock your eyes with each one of them and see the difference in their eyes, how they bend their ears in respectful anticipation. Now, before you begin your speech, remember the 7 words. Your speech has to be adequate. Yes, friends, adequate. A stands for appreciate. Psychology says you like the person who likes you. So give them something that is music to their ears. Appreciate your audience. So instead of the regular beginnings like I'm highly privileged, it gives me great pleasure, etc., you may say like good morning to the most intellectual, knowledgeable, enthusiastic, noble, beautiful ladies, handsome men, and so on. Add your adjectives according to the audience. Do a bit of research and find out their qualities. Now D. D is for dazzling fact. Give them something startling, something astonishing. You can start with some amazing data which you find out from the net. Even if your topic is very common, give them something informative. For example, if your topic is very common like atrocities on women, you can start that researchers say conducted in 65 countries, around 250,000 women are assaulted every year. Shamefully alarming data, isn't it? Emotional connect. Search for some common grounds between you and the audience. Research a bit about your audience and your organization. Find out their faiths, their beliefs, their likes, their tastes. No wonder that politicians drape turbans and caps according to the faiths of their own voters. Or Barack Obama, on his visit to India, recited a few lines from the famous actor's film DDLJ, Senorita. बड़े-बड़े देशों में ऐसी छोटी-छोटी बातें होती रहती है. Got him entry into the millions of hearts of Shah Rukh followers. And Q is for quote. You can use a quotation, a proverb, a shade, or an inspiring fiery lines of a poem. For example, you can cite Maya Angelou's poem, "You can cut me with your eyes, you can shoot me with your words, but still like air I rise." You may also use a quotation, like Abraham Lincoln once said, "It doesn't matter how many years you add to your life. What matters is." And now we come to U. U stands for use humor. Humor can be the best tool to tickle the funny bones and get an entry into the hearts of your audience. But remember 3 R's. Never to hurt anybody. U. Use humor. Humor can be the best tool to tickle the funny bones of your audience. You may use a joke or an incident without hurting the sentiments of anybody. But remember 3 R's. Let it be realistic, let it be relevant, and never read it out. Astonish by altering lines. I still remember in the traffic police seminar conducted in our school, the TI sent waves of shock in the audience when she began, "I'm very pleased to pick up dead bodies from the street after a road accident." Audience was entirely shocked. But after a while, she clarified that instead of picking up amputated bodies that would be permanently disabled in a vegetative state or else go in a coma for very long years, she'd rather like to pick up dead bodies of the street. That was a soul-stirring beginning, still indelible in my mind. You could also begin by altering some famous lines or dialogues. For example, where there's a will, there are 100 relatives. Or as Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his first address to the nation as a Prime Minister said, "I'm not your Prime Minister, I'm rather your Prime Servant." T. Tell a tale. You can tell a personal story that enhances your trust and affection, or you can relate an anecdote of a famous person. You can also use an inspirational story relevant to your topic. For example, to break the preconditioned mindset, you can use the story of an elephant, a grown-up elephant who does not want to break even a thin rope with which he is tied to. Because when he was a baby elephant, he was tied with the same rope and he couldn't break it. So you can use such inspirational stories, but make sure they are short. They are serious attention grabbers. E. Enact with a prop. The more you dramatize with a prop, the more you dramatize with your prop, the more powerful impact it has on the audience. I once saw an orator climbing up the stairs of the stage with a cigarette in his hand, and he started smoking, giving a huge question mark in the eyes of the audience. And after a while, he said, "What? People die of sugar 6 times more than they die of smoking. You wouldn't raise your brows had I got an aerated soft drink in my hand." The person had to speak on diabetes, and I'm sure the message struck the heartstrings of the audience. So I think the beginning of your speech will be absolutely adequate and mesmerizing by using any of these 7 techniques contrived in the word adequate. So let's summarize. A. Appreciate your audience. B. Give them a dazzling fact. E. Make an emotional connect. Q. Use a quote or proverb or poem. U. Use humor. A. Use astonishing alternating lines. T. Tell a tale. And E. Enact using a prop or dramatize. Now friends, let's talk about the body language and modulation. That is the B and M. of our BMW. Body language should be always very confident. Your hand movements and gestures enhance the visual effect, which is captured by the right side of the brain so as to make it more memorable. But make sure your movements are not very fast and very vigorous. Do not sway from side to side, which shows inconfidence. Do not slouch. Make sure you always have a straight posture with a chin high. It definitely boosts your confidence on the stage. Eye contact is one of the very important factors in making an effective speech. While making an eye contact, make sure you're looking at every side of the audience. Do not restrict your gaze to one side or the other side feels neglected. Talking about voice modulation, keep on changing your tones, lest your speech would be more like a lullaby for many. Sometimes make it slower, sometimes make it very fast. Sometimes you may speak in a whisper, and sometimes you may make it emphatically louder to highlight some important points. You may also show your aggression in using some fiery lines of a poem. So let's summarize it once again. I hope you remember adequate, BMW, body language, modulation and words. 4 P's, preparation, posture, poise and pause. 3 R's, make it realistic, make it relevant and never read it out. I hope you found this information useful. Thank you very much for watching.